Hey folks, I'm Cabot Bent, and I want you to know I'm not paid one dime to endorse SACUPs. I'm here to tell you about it because I'm a user and I'm a believer. And let me tell you why. On a trip down to Texas last year, I was using my muzzle loader. It was the last day, it was raining, and I shot a great big axis buck, and we had to hurry up, get our deer, and get out of there. So I put it in my SACUP, put it in the case, threw it in the back of the truck, and we left. I get back to Illinois. About a month later, I remember that I never cleaned that gun after it was shot and in the rain. I open it up, scared to death. Pull it out, and it looks like it has never been shot, never been wet. That is why I'm a believer in SACUP's gun sack. And here are a few other guys that are just as big of believers as I am.
You know, you recover from these things, but do you really? What do you do to prevent it? It was in extraordinary condition prior to the fire. Unfortunately, this was not in one of your gun sacks. It took hours and hours of reconstruction to bring it back to this, just from the smoke that had penetrated the safe. 4 guns in the safe came out like there was no fire. They were a pair of Ithacas that were created for my company back in 1955. We had been involved with the Ithaca Gun Company, my partner and myself, and we designed the X5 rifle for the Ithaca Gun Company. And as part of things that we were doing at that time, we created and had created by some of the best engravers in the country, engraved and inlaid guns. And when you look at the condition of this gun, it came out of the same safe where everything else was just turned to trash. And that's the way the Ithacas came out, just exactly as if they had never been even near the fire. It was just absolutely astonishing. 4 guns, totally perfect, and 31 guns ready for total refinishing, and it's just an amazing product. I'm really delighted. Wish I'd had everything in those sacks, but that's about as good as it gets. Thank you. Accidental saving of at least 4 very, very treasured old friends.
Well, I started using SACUPs back in about 91, 92, and or actually about 1990, I guess, because I left to go overseas to Japan. And when I came back, the flood of '93 had hit in Missouri there, and I had all of my guns except for a couple in SACUPs, and basically we're in a gun cabinet that got submerged during the flood period. And after having those out and everything dried out, the only guns that were rusted completely were the 2 guns that weren't in SACUPs. The others had a mild tarnish on them. I was able to clean them out myself, but the other 2 guns I ended up taking to a gunsmith, one of which we had to remove barrel length off of to get it to work. And since that time I've used SACUPs. I've got every gun in my gun cabinets in SACUPs. I have some antique guns that I've inherited and some guns that I've continued to have for a long period of time, and every one of those is stored in a SACUP. And when I get done shooting in the field, typically my guns find themselves back in a SACUP because the foam that's in a gun case, it's like a sponge, and a sponge soaks up water. Those SACUPs will keep that moisture from adhering to a gun, and my experience has been that it was worth that small amount of purchase to save on an investment. And also, I didn't have to pay a gunsmith, that money had I probably had those guns in a SACUP. So that, basically is my experience in a nutshell. A little bit of money, spent now is going to saved me money in the long run. I learned my lesson kind of the hard way. Spent money that I didn't need to spend, and damaged some things that are probably have more sentimental value than they do a dollar value. But for me, that was a lifelong or a life lived experience. I'd say with SACUP, spend a little bit of money today so you can save a lot of money in the long run and protect your investment for long term.
Hey folks, what did I tell you about believing in SACUPs? These people aren't paid to tell you that either. And look, here's some other people giving their testimony about how much they believe in SACUPs too.
Okay, so we were living in Hawaii, and we were getting ready to move back here to the mainland, and we wanted to protect our guns in the shipment. We didn't know how long they were going to be in storage and how long the actual shipping would take. And we went to our local gun store looking for SACUPs because we had a couple and we really liked them. And the dealer said, "Hey, we don't have as many as you need. We only got, maybe 15." And we bought them out and bought the rest online. Had over 90 guns at the time, so we bought a lot online. Mainly we had trouble finding them for our long guns. Our dealer had them for handguns, didn't have any for long guns at all. So we bought all the ones for long guns online. And so once we had a SACUP for all our firearms, the movers came, stacked it, most of them in one safe. We had 2 safes at the time. Loaded the safe on the truck, sealed it up so that, put the security seal on it, and off it went. And we got here to the East Coast, and the moving company calls us and said, "We got good news and bad news. Good news is your stuff is here. And bad news is some of it fell off the truck." It seems that up on I-77, a small car had cut off the moving truck, and he swerved, and when he did, 5 of our 7 crates went flying off the truck, including the one with the big safe with the 80-some guns in it. They tell us that the safe, a 1,600-pound safe, 5 foot tall, 3 foot deep, went cartwheeling down the freeway. So they brought the safe into the storage company's warehouse and asked us to come down and look at it. And it was all scarred up, beat up, and we opened it, and all the shelves inside were busted up, and we were thinking the worst, thinking all these guns are just trash. To our amazement, only one that we noticed right away had any scars on it whatsoever, and we attribute that to the SACUPs. The SACUP did their job. They protected our guns. None of them had rust on them. They were in storage for over a month, who knows where and what kind of humidity. And there was no rust, no dings, no scratches. Just the one had a ding on it that we noticed, and we're just amazed and very happy.
I had worked construction prior to working for the Sheriff's Department where I work now. I took quite a few trips where I took my guns with me in these SACUP products. At one time I left my guns at the house. Some were in the SACUP products, and some were not in the SACUP products. I can tell you from experience, when I returned after 3 to 6 months on that job that I was working on, the guns that I had in the non-SACUP products had rust and mold and mildew on them, and the SACUP product guns did not. And you can believe when I tell you, if I didn't believe in this product, it didn't work, I would not be telling you this. And I want to thank the manufacturer for manufacturing such a product. I have logged approximately 30,000 miles with my guns in this product, and there was a job box, not a gun safe. It was sitting in a trailer that I had to put a top on with plywood and had cracks in the bottom of it where the air and everything could leak up in that thing. These things were inside the locked up game box. Found out that the first one had got abrasion on it or rusted. I pulled them from Oregon to Pennsylvania in one trip that I made. And that's across some of the roughest roads, I guess, in the United States, or being in Alaska.
Well, folks, if all those testimonies and me speaking about Sack Ups hadn't made you a believer, I don't know what can, because I can assure you it is the best insurance that you can get for your gun or guns for under $10 a piece.
Hi, I'm Warren Norman. I'm the president and the founder of Sack Up Gun Sacks. And we just wanted to go and share with you folks some frequently asked questions that we get here at Sack Ups.
Question number 1. What's the purpose for Sack Up Gun Sacks?
Bob, the purpose for Sack Ups is that it eliminates the corrosion and abrasion that happens to your guns.
Question number 2. How does it work?
The way we knit it, the fabric we use, and the way we treat that fabric with a mineral oil-based silicone.
Question number 3. Can I wash a Sack Up?
You can wash one, Bob. You need to hang it up after it's washed and let it dry, and then take one of our silicone bottles and mist that on. It's a light mist that goes on that.
Do I need to treat it inside and out?
Treat it on one side.
Question number 4. Is it safe? Is it toxic?
Sack Ups is one of the most environmentally friendly products that's on the planet. Before we put the silicone in it, you actually can drink the mineral oil, so it's a food-grade mineral oil.
Question number 5. Where are Sack Ups made?
Bob, Sack Ups is made in America by Americans, and it'll always be made in America.